Hello everyone, it's Daniel from Wines by Jennifer. Welcome to part 1 or day 1 of 5 days to expert wine tasting. Today we're going to be going over sight. Now, just the visual on a wine can determine many vital things about it and give you indications as to what is in your glass. So one thing I like to do whenever I'm looking at a wine is hold it at a 45-degree angle, maybe under a good light source. And then if you do have a white background, that's the best. Obviously you're not going to have a perfect situation every time, but that'll allow you to get the full color of the wine. Now some things that I look for is it clean, is it clear, or is it more of like a cloudy, murky color? Now clean and clear is a good indication of well-made wine, and cloudy can be an indication of wine faults, not always, but sometimes it is. When looking at a white wine, typically a dry white wine that's 2 years or younger is going to be a pale, lighter color with some green highlights around the rim of the wine. Now sweet white wines are going to be more of a straw to golden color. And don't get me wrong, some dry white wines are going to be straw to golden color, and typically white wines with 4 or more years of age start to kind of take on that characteristic. And then also some grape varietals will just be naturally, a different color than others. White wines deepen in color as they age. Now for red wines, a younger red wine can range from a deep dark purple to a lighter red color, depending on the grape varietal. Now as reds begin to age, they lose that initial color and they begin to take on sort of a brick mahogany red type of color, and that'll usually start with the outer rim of the wine first and then transition to the rest of the wine throughout. Now the wine starting to change is a good indication of new flavor profiles, obviously new colors taking place with the wine. A wine's color, like I was mentioning before, can kind of give you an indication of the grape varietal. Just for example, a Cabernet Sauvignon is going to be a deep dark purple most of the time, and a Pinot Noir is going to be a lighter, more clear colored red. And last thing I want to touch on about the sight, sometimes you'll see sediment, which is actually the tannins. As the wine ages over time, the tannins polymerize or stick together, and then they get too heavy, kind of like rain with clouds, and they drop to the bottom of the bottle. Depending on if it was aged on its side, it could be in the neck, upside down. But anyways, it's totally harmless, and it's a sign of either an unfiltered wine or a really matured wine. And most of the time, it's not going to impact the wine negatively or positively, and you can always filter it out if you want to with a decanter. So thank you guys for watching part 1 or day 1 of how to become an expert wine taster. Stay tuned for part 2. What, you mean there's no drinking in day 1? I'm out of here.